Thames River Squadron is one of 12 squadrons in the state of Connecticut, which we call the Connecticut Wing. Our primary job here is to fly search and rescue missions on behalf of the United States Air Force.
The squadron based at Groton London Airport is part of the Civil Air Patrol, a non-profit organization that was created in 1941, a week before the bombing of Pearl Harbor. During World War II, the CAP protected the East Coast from German submarines, occasionally sinking a boat.
After the war, we pretty much stuck to search and rescue capabilities until 9/11. 9/11 changed everything.
A couple of us flew on September 11th and September 12th, 2001, and that was a tough one. The stress of flying on September 11th was there's no training you can get for that. We were flying blood and intravenous transfusion equipment down to Kennedy Airport, and we were flying all night, and that was a tough one.
The CAP missions can be harrowing, but also supportive in non-emergency situations. In addition to working with Homeland Security, the Department of Defense, and local emergency personnel, the squadron also flies weather reconnaissance missions, such as tracking a tornado that touched down in Hartford and Colchester. Despite these added responsibilities, the majority of the search and rescue missions conducted in the continental U.S. are flown by a CAP squadron.
We generally fly between 90 and 95% of the missions in the United States every year, primarily because we are located on site. We can get off the ground very quickly. We are familiar with the local area in which we live, as opposed to having the Air Force fly in some larger plane at great expense from somewhere else, and the crew not being familiar with the area. We frankly can do a better job and do it cheaper than what the active duty Air Force can do.
On January 23rd, the Thames River Squadron met, as they do monthly, to train for such missions. While waiting for their sortie, some members shared stories of past searches.
Well, we had one, I think about 4 or 5 years ago, where this gentleman in the Cape Cod area took off. He had received some bad news about his health, and he was not going to be able to fly anymore. And he told his people at the airport he was going up for a test flight, and nobody ever saw him again. And we looked for him for 2 weeks, and we never did find him. And it's kind of a downer to go out and try to do it and put all that effort out and never find him. And sometimes that happens. You know, you don't always get lucky. But the wing found a family that crashed right over the Connecticut border in southwestern Massachusetts. I think it was 4 years ago, Christmas time, and the entire family did not survive, but they were able to save 3 young children, and that is just priceless.
When asked what the commander wants people to remember most about his squadron, he said,
that we do a really good job, and like I said, we're doing it on our own dime. These people give their time and a lot of their money freely just to go out and help save people in times of crisis.